This is something new that I'm doing for storytelling purposes only. This also records the idea of what shall be called the roleplays between Emma, Winged, Snow Furakare, and myself. Greetings. This is an audio log. Terra Veiled date 2024, or August. No, September. It is the middle of September, even. I found that recently, Snow Furakare has been unresponsive in terms of interactions, and due to that, Emma the Winged has also been. They are from Idlesia and Eos, respectively. I myself have my own ship. I realize that there are some others on that ship, other than my own. This is simply a vessel that I'm using on Terra Veiled. Now, something new has come to pass within the current week. There is the fact that one of the people on that ship, a slime by the name of Renari, has ended up not only copulating, but due to the magic of Eos, she ended up having a quick birth of a new child. Yes, I do know that slimes usually do not have sexual reproduction, but asexual reproduction, but she did so with another resident of the ship, Monica. Now, I could easily allow her to use the vessel in order to speak her own words on it, but the child is named Kendra. I'm unsure whether or not it was her own decision or her, Emma's, but it seems like that is true, and she accepted the name wholeheartedly. They seem to be doing well between Renari, Monica, and Kendra, with the fact that Renari seems to have fun going and shape-shifting into different forms, like the two of them being cats. But there is the fact that Monica has been working on her studies in what exactly is in the ship. Has the fact that, due to the lore of this place, I am a creation by a madman that was using DNA of another. I'm actually not. Well, I am technically not the offspring of either of them, but I'm allowed to use the ship of that same DNA. Person formerly known as Keochi, now known as Eve. It seems like that the host for most of Eve's actual soul is currently with Snow. It was previously presumed by Snow that I was actually Keochi, but then there were later developments, and it is found that I am my own person. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that throughout my different travels, my soul is rather new in comparison to the understanding that the others have about the souls of people like Rain, Snow Furakare, and Eve. It is still surprising that her name is Eve, seeing as that Snow Furakare has a rather distaste for that of Abrahamic lore, and thus to have the same name as one of the pivotal figures in that lore is funny as it would be. Now, what can I say? There is the fact that Kendra is rather bright and amusing girl, but there's also the fact that Monica has been studying a great deal of those old textbooks from ancient eras that were collected by Eve and put into the ship. I am unsure whether or not I will get my own ship soon. It may not come until being on the quote-unquote other side. Now, just remember, this is purely fictional. I would not like to see any chunibyos. Although I will say that applies to myself as well. Dealing with the other residents of that ship, like Erica Taolong of Etheris, or sometimes Petunia ends up visiting. She's actually from Azeroth. Those are purely vivid daydreams, but vivid enough that the diagnoses, of course. Yes, the interactions that can be had on Eos can be rather amusing in of themselves, too. Whether it be visiting an elven village with extremely powerful youngsters, or younger than me, than my body even, or, of course, visiting a cafe that had rather amusing things to do there. This is what happens when you decide to visit a world that is entirely dedicated to consent towards both love and lust. It's also why I don't usually go there outside of when I'm with Emma. That is the fact that I don't usually. There are other places that I go to. Usually I end up being in my own different rooms on the ship or in simulations. There was this one time where I visited a version of a Tokyo overrun by demons. It was due to the world of possibilities. You see, there is a character in a fanfic that I rather admire, being a version of the childhood best friend of Flynn from Shin Megami Tensei 4. His name is Isakar, but in that fanfic, they are rather powerful as a gender-fluid person that can turn into an angelic form and actually has interest in the Great Will. So I decided that using the world of possibilities, I would find a way to get there. Now, that is a rather amusing thought. I only gave them a bit of a scare by going and speaking about my own history, or at least what I thought was my own history, and the fact that I hope to see them in a more physical light rather than only my voice, and into my own perceptions while them going and seeing my body and everything. But I do realize that I don't plan on going there again unless these fantastical things were real, as Snow and Emma seem to fantasize of. So, with that, it seems that it's best to go and either let someone else talk or get some food for the vessel. Goodbye. Audio log and voice log done.